Welcome back to my channel. I have a lot of ideas, in fact a long list of topics to talk about, but none of them seemed fitting this week. Instead, I am just going to talk about my state of mind at the moment, my struggles and how I'm trying to deal with them. Since having quit my part-time job for mental health reasons, I've had an increasing feeling of failure and a lot of worries about how I'm going to support myself and my family. I've actually gotten accepted to a university for online half-time studies, and I'm going to study Art History C, which means picking up my studies from many years ago and moving forward with a more advanced class. I decided half-time was more realistic than full-time, since I do have problems with mental illness and need to keep my health in mind. The studies means I am getting 50% student financial support and student loan, which is not a huge sum, but enough to pay the bills and some other expenses. My original idea was to have my part-time job as a cleaner on the side and get a pretty decent income, at least enough not to be worried. But since that did not pan out, my financial situation is looking a bit different. I do have some savings that, together with the student financial support, will keep me afloat for quite a few months, but I really want to have some additional money flowing in so that I will not have to empty my savings account. After all, I do have a family to support and a growing child to clothe. My two options at the moment are 1. Get a job, preferably part-time, and 2. Start a business selling my art. Option 1. Most of the few available part-time jobs have requirements of working evenings and nights, which is not an option for me. With my diagnosis, I need something at daytime so that my sleep does not get tampered with, which could mean I end up in mania or psychosis. And most of the advertised jobs are full-time jobs, which would mean I'd have a hard time actually study at the university, not to mention have time over for creating art or painting for art school. The ideal would be a part-time job in the nearest little town, but there are few jobs in that location. Most available jobs within commute distance is in a bigger city in the county, but I'd have to spend 2 hours driving back and forth to every work shift, which would give me far less time for school and art, since I definitely would prioritize my family during my time off. Option 2, actually starting to sell art, comes with a lot of ifs and buts, since it's not an ordinary way of making money, and most people would probably consider me a dreamer with unrealistic expectations for even thinking about starting a business as an artist without a big following. But embedded in option 2 is a lot of different ways of making money. To start with, I could start taking commissions of pet portraits, or sell original art pieces that I create using images from reference libraries online. I would probably focus on animals, since I love drawing them so much, but my main medium would probably be color pencils on paper, which is not as desired as oil paintings, and means less money for an equal amount of time spent creating. I'm also thinking of having regular pencils as a budget option for smaller commissions, since it would be quicker and easier to use when creating pet portraits, and still would end up looking pretty decent in my portfolio. I could also use a print-on-demand service and put my art on fine art prints, t-shirts and other types of merch, but I think that will probably be better longer down the road. Taking commissions means I have to start a business for it to be legal here in Sweden, since commissions does not count as a hobby like regular original artwork can do. I don't want to start a business yet, so I'll just have to limit myself to making art that I want to make myself. And to be honest, that's what I'm leaning towards right now. I don't feel ready to start a business at the moment, and even if a few people have reached out and wanted a drawing of their pet, it wouldn't be a real demand for it yet. I've actually already started to set up a website for pet portrait commissions, because it's a fun project and I love building websites, but I haven't published the website yet. I've just bought a new domain name in Swedish, since that's the market I will target first and foremost when I take the leap and eventually start a business. But that's probably many months from now. A way to get around the difficulties of starting a business would be to send the commission customers an invoice through a special freelance self-employment company that takes care of all the different taxes we have here in Sweden. but then they'll of course take a cut of the payment for the service. It's definitely something worth considering if I'm only going to do a portrait here and there. When I do decide to take the leap and start a business, I want to have a part-time job with a secured income, since I need to be responsible and support my family. If I was alone in this, it might have looked different, but when one has children, everything changes. The entire outlook of the world and one's life together with the family. So I will keep looking for a new job, especially a part-time job, and start with the university studies at the end of August. I will finish drawing the pet portraits as gifts to my family. I only have one more to go after the one shown in this video, and then I'll start to pick and choose from reference libraries, images that I myself get inspired by. I'll draw both with regular pencils and color pencils, and I might even bring out my watercolors and gouache if I feel like it. This will build up my portfolio and give me a good base for when I feel ready to start a business and do commissions. I feel like I've been rambling a bit in this video, but to be honest, that's what I usually do anyway. I like to speak and write about everything I think about. That really helps me come to conclusions when I've something important to decide. And even if this is a big decision, focusing on a special path, I can always change it later. I'm just a little bit afraid that I'm missing out of a big opportunity if I don't go for it and try making it as an artist within at least a couple of years. I'm 41 years old, but seriously, I'm not at the end of my life, just in the middle. I have a lot of years of drawing and painting in front of me, and I should not feel stressed out about it becoming my full-time occupation. I will get there eventually. And in the meantime, I just want to have fun with making art and spend time with my family and friends. And make enough money so that I will not feel worried. Fingers crossed I'll get a part-time job soon, but I don't need to feel any panic yet. I do have my buffer account for a rainy day, which is kind of now. Do you feel comfortable talking about money openly, online or in real life? I feel like most people I know tend to keep their financial situation to themselves, but I think it's super interesting to hear about others' ways of making money, sticking to budgets and all that good stuff. I certainly love YouTube videos about all things money, like earning, saving, investing and budgeting. And I'll sprinkle in this from time to time here on my channel, since I think it's a lot of fun. Thank you for watching until the end. Please consider subscribing, commenting and giving this video a thumbs up if you want to see more like this in the future. Take care of yourself. Bye.